So I was going to work on some different types of pitch shots here. So pitching firstly is very much in the short game family. That means we are creating the pivot point on the left side. We're very much rotating the chest around quiet leg action. So it's very much that short game action. But we're going to talk about what happens if you need to alter trajectory and maybe if you need to curve the ball as well, which are useful skills when you pitch. And a lot of players don't think they're good enough to do this, which isn't true at all. If you get the basics right at dress, you can pretty much pick and choose which release you're going to use to give yourself different trajectories. So we've got this branch here, which is actually really useful, and I've measured it on TrackMan. The bottom part of that branch there is 27-degree launch, okay? So if we were going to go above that, we're looking at around about a 35 launch and then 27 underneath it. So we can work on different launch angles here by releasing the club differently. So we'll go under it first. So what I'm going to do to flight it lower is, I'm using a 52 here by the way, we're going to play the ball back of centre, quite a bit of forward lean. We're always going to create this pivot line anyway, so the left shoulder is going to be down over the foot, but I'm very much making sure I do a release one type impact. So we're going to have a little bit of forward lean here, and I'm just going to feel as well, just to really keep it down, my left wrist turn down this way, almost like it's flexing downward, okay, to really keep the loft off it. And we'll see if we can flight it under the branch there. So pivoting around my legs, but keep the loft off, left wrist arching down a little bit. Release one, you see that's flighted well under the branch and out there to the back of the green, okay. So that was actually kept that down nicely because I felt my wrist turn down there and did the release one. Now I've got a 52. Now if I want to hit that over that branch, I've got to release that a lot higher. So I'm going to move towards a release 3 here. So really releasing the club under this way. You might think, well, it's easy just to use more loft. The problem with using more loft is you've got to hit that really hard and it might not get there. If you start getting towards 60 yards, that's quite a big swing with, say, a 60. Whereas a 52, I can really release it. I know I'm going to get the power to get there, so I'm finding the height with the release rather than using more loft to begin with. So I'm going to move the ball forward, look a little bit higher, so I can drop my right shoulder a little bit lower, and I'm really going to release the club and see if we can flight it over the branches this time instead of under. So there we go, over the top. And they're carried in the bunker a little far, but you can see I managed to get the trajectory nicely over the bunkers there. Let's try that again, hit it a little bit softer. So ball forward. There we go, easily over. That's a 52. There we go. So I can easily control flight just by changing how I release it. So I'm going to do my release 2 here. So we're releasing it to the belt buckle, a little bit of release with the face as well. See if we can, if I get this right, we should actually hit the branch here. There we go, got the branch. So if you are lucky enough to have trees you can work with, see if you can find a tree with an overhanging branch and go under it, hit it, and over it. Really good skill, really kind of cheap TrackMan as well, because it's going to give you some indication, some feedback on how well you're launching it, which is going to develop some skill and some versatility into your pitching, because don't feel you're not good enough to be able to change your flight, okay? As I showed you there, you can go low, mid and high just by how you release it, but go to a slightly stronger loft that gives you a bit more versatility to do that. Now, there is a pin tucked away on the left. I'm going to have a go at trying to hook it round there as well. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to aim my feet to the right, I'm going to turn the face inside here, and I'm going to wrap the face over, and I'm going to keep it low, but I'm going to see if I can turn that left hand over and actually draw it into that left pin. So really short. See if we can draw it into it. See that moving? And that's pretty good there, okay. So if you can also try moving it around a tree, great fun, keeps your practice really interesting, and it's going to improve your pitching.